Hello and welcome to Empower Dyslexia Student Edition. I'm your host, Asher Yearout. This is a show for us, by us. You may know my dad is the host of Empower Dyslexia and is just finishing up his second season. I have seen how much this show has helped others and know how important this information is to parents and teachers. This is why I insisted on doing Empower Dyslexia Student Edition. We need to know what is going on and why. We need to be able to speak about dyslexia with each other. We need to speak with the experts and have them speak to us and not at us. Speak to us so that we understand what we're going through and how they can meet us where we're at. Please be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, write a review, especially if you enjoy. My name is Asher Yearout. I am 16 years old. I'm a sophomore. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to go to college. My dream school is to go to the University of Texas at Austin. While I was little, I've loved to read books. They're my favorite gift for birthdays, Christmas. My favorite series, when I was especially in elementary school, was the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. And now that I look back at it, I've kind of noticed that I never really read the books. The only time I would actually read the book or remember what happened is that if my mother or my mom would read the book to me, and usually she would read the book as a nighttime story, or she would read one series she read to us read to me was the Percy Jackson series of books. That was probably the only series that I can remember that I actually remember what happened because I got it read to me. I noticed there was a problem that something wasn't right was really in 7th grade. When I was in English, I was in a regular English class and I was in a reading class. So I failed the STAR test going into 7th grade. So my 6th grade STAR test, I failed the English portion, which is reading. And they put me into a remedial reading class. So they took away an elective and they had me in a regular English class. And I was doing good in the reading class because it was very, very slow paced. It was meant for kids that failed the English STAR test, so the kids that probably had a learning disability or just didn't know how to read, didn't know how to comprehend anything. So it was a very slow paced class. And I did really well in that class, but then the English class was very difficult. We did a lot of writing because in 7th grade we take a writing STAR test. We did a lot of writing in there. I failed every single writing prompt there was. I always got 1s or 2s, which is the lowest you can get. And I'd also fail the test we would have. Of a reading passage, read the passage, and then answer the questions about the passage. That's when I started noticing there was a problem, and I didn't know what the problem was. I didn't really, when I was going through this, I thought it was normal, but obviously it wasn't. You think what you're going through is normal because you don't know anything else, but from somebody that didn't go through that, they know it's not normal. Therefore, they're concerned about what's happening and what's going on in your life. Going into middle school, I went to the same school from kinder to 6th grade. I was in a small charter school with a class of 40 kids. So it was a bit chaotic. I started public school the end of the end of 6th grade, probably 2 months before 6th grade ended, I started public school, and I kind of just it was very easy. It was a very easy adaptation, adapting to the environment there and fitting in. It was very easy for me. It wasn't like how people picture middle school, where, at least for me, where you see the kid sees you and he just like slams you up against the lockers and bullies you. That didn't happen. I played I played football 7th and 8th grade. I knew everyone. Everyone knew me. So that's how going into middle school was for me. Since I was 5 years old, I've been doing martial arts. I've done jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, since I was 5. I've done judo for about 3 years, and I did capoeira for about 7 years, 6 or 7 years. I did capoeira. Like I said earlier, I've been playing football since 7th grade. This year, me and my parents decided it was best for us to opt out of the season because of health concerns with COVID, and I played quarterback and defensive back from 7th grade on, and I've really enjoyed playing football, and really I've enjoyed playing football and martial arts. It's just something that you can pretty much use as a stress reliever. At the end of the day, you can go out and do what you like to do and not have to worry about, at least for the time you're in practice, not have to worry about school, not having to worry about any missing homework or doing homework because you're at football. Me hitting a wall in school, I didn't really know I hit a wall until I got the help I needed. Pretty much, I guess you could say it started in 7th grade, and it really didn't end until this year. During 7th grade, it was hard because I didn't get tested for dyslexia until the middle of 7th grade to end. So that's when I got tested, and it was very, I wouldn't say scary, but I just felt like I was an outsider looking in now. I wasn't quote unquote normal anymore. And I've always thought I was very intelligent, very smart, and when I got the scores back and I was reading at like a 5th grade reading level, I had some comprehension of, I think a second grade level or something stupid low like that. And that me and my parents decided that we weren't going to do intervention through the school system because my brother did it, and it wasn't it wasn't going to be very beneficial to me, through the school system at least. And then I think it was the summer going into 9th grade, I think around May, I met Dr. Conway at the airport. Me and my dad met him at the airport, DFW airport, and we discussed about the NOW program, and he showed me the flashcards he had of the mouth movements that were in F, and how it really made sense how they're doing intervention is that they're pretty much teaching you how to speak English and how to pronounce words. And I started the NOW program the summer going into 9th grade. I was doing it once per day for a week, and I think I started doing it after that 3 times per day. So I would wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I had the Now program from 7 to 8. I'd go to football from 8:30 to 12:30-ish. And then I had another session at 1 o'clock from 1 to 2, then 2 to 3. And I did that for about 2 to 3 weeks. So I really soared through the Now program. I got done with it in like 87 hours. I'm pretty sure I was one of the fastest kids to go through the Now program. And at first I thought it was, I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought it was silly because, you had these mouth movements and you had to talk about an open sound and a tongue tapper, and it just seemed silly at the time. And then it all started making sense, and how it pretty much, that's the reason why I am doing so well in school now. And the Now program is pretty much the reason why I'm not failing in anything. Now I'm doing the NMI program, which is the mental imagery program, and that has really helped me with storing information and being able to write essays and pretty much pass English class with like a 90. I haven't had an A in English class since probably 4th grade. I've always had a B or C in English. And this past 6 weeks, I think I had a 96 in English class. And I remember I had to finish a story, and it was like a 3 paragraphs I had to write, and I wrote it and I brought it to my dad, and he asked me if I cheated and if I got off Google, and I said no, and he was just blown away of how well I wrote this the ending of the story. I've been doing NMI since May the 4th, and I'll be done with it October 30th. I've been doing it an hour a day, every weekday. And it's really helped me being able to write summaries about stories, helped me with remembering being able to store information, and pretty much I'd say without knowing Dr. Conway, I pretty much would be failing in school right now, and I'd probably would have dropped out either next year, my senior year, or just straight up failed high school, and pretty much doing the same thing my dad did. And I can't thank him enough for single-handedly changing my life for the better because of him being able to help me learn how to read fluently, learn how to mental image, and help write essays and summaries. And if you're struggling in school and you don't know why, you should please tell your parents, or talk to a teacher. You need to ask to get tested as soon as possible. Knowing you have dyslexia is only half the battle. We can't stress enough that early detection is key to their success, because once you're like me and you're 15 and you know that you're failing school, you're not going to try anymore. You're just going to give up and drop out and you're not going to go to college. You're not going to go to, you may go to trade school. You're probably just going to end up working at some sort of restaurant or be homeless or go to prison. We have an evaluation letter template on our website at www.empowerdyslexia.info, as well as a list of events and tips for parents. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time, and my first video will be put out in the next few days. Going to say thank you for our sponsors, 3D Designs, and thank you for watching again.